one day, all this art that surrounds me, that I spend money on, that I collect and everything, beautiful stories told in different ways, it's all going to, I'm going to pass, you know, I'm going to die and it's going to go somewhere else. It's, it's cool in a way. It's like fans are going to get things for really good deals. You know, that's how things work with, what's it called? Estate sales or whatever sometimes. Sometimes it's just like stuff, somebody's prized possession. Somebody, like I got this X Files seasons 1 through 9. The guy passed away. This was a really good deal, the best deal I've seen. It's still pricier than, getting stuff like that, though, or thrifting or whatever, but still. I would like to think, just imagine if, like, somebody just gets really lucky, like, lives in my area, and is like, holy shit, I'm a nerd for all of the same shit. We can, like, build a collection for ourselves. Like, how cool would that be? It's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be split up, go all sorts of places, or just a few in the area, and then people will pick up whatever they want. But, like, maybe somebody likes progressive, instrumental, progressive metal, gent, a variety of electronic music, Sybient, classical, jazz fusion, all sorts of stuff, and RPGs, JRPGs, Western, whatever, and that's such a thing. I know that there are technically, there are things that make things stand out and everything, but all of it, and it's all good. And sometimes they use things from other aspects from whatever, but I understand like the origin of different things and everything. And a lot came from Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest and stuff. I'm sure there are earlier examples, and there are, all sorts of things. And then obviously D&D and stuff. And then from that going to Tolkien and going to Norse mythology, Chinese mythology, dragons, mixing all this stuff together to make badass stuff. There's dragons, there's elves, and that's high fantasy and everything. I love sci-fi too. I was talking to somebody today about stuff. I had two people comment on my Ghost in the Shell short. Say I just watched. One of them was like, "Dude, I just watched that recently for the first time. It's really good." And I was like, "Hell yeah! All the Ghost in the Shell shit is great." And then somebody else commented on it. It's like, "That's a great movie." It's like, "Do you like Akira?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm very connected to that movie. My paranoia and different things, and it's very special. And it's definitely high octane. It's intense and stuff." And then talking about the Matrix trilogy and different things. But yeah, like it's gonna be interesting. Well, not that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see anything happening. We don't know what happens, but you know, for now, hopefully I live for another 50 years. I don't know. Something could happen, but well, hopefully, I don't want to fucking jinx anything. Like, let me get some problem to where it's like I shouldn't even be living because it's like no quality of life. I don't want that. I'd rather have good life or, not that. But, I enjoy this. Like, all this art. Don't let anyone tell you that, like, of course filmmaking is art. Of course books are art. Of course movies and TV and video games. I mean, literally, some of the all the Elder Scrolls games that I've played from Morrowind on, there are endless stories. The lore is so rich, and like, they've created fucking a universe with different fucking realms and shit, and like different gods that are worshipped in different areas and all sorts. And then you can literally read like hours worth of books in the game. You can flip through pages and stuff. That is very much art, and it doesn't matter your definition. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just what you enjoy. But I've seen some stuff. Sometimes it's like I feel like people can take themselves so seriously. Like I've seen be like, oh, I prefer to be simple, and I don't collect anything, and I'm not a material object kind of person. It's like, I mean, even leaves, everything here is material. I see like you're probably thinking more like pop culture stuff and everything, but That's fine. You do you. There's nothing wrong with that. If you just like to sip tea on the porch and do nothing, I mean, that's really nice. I do like that too. When it's cool out, just going for a walk, nature is beautiful, but like, just don't feel superior to people that are, I went through a phase when I was in my teens and stuff, like, the idiot box, turn off your television, throw away your television, all this stuff. Went through a phase trying to just like, I was just kind of getting full of myself and being like, I don't need any of this. I'm so above it all and I'm not a sheep and everything. But like, there's nothing wrong with liking people's amazing stories, really. Just don't let it become an obsession. There is a problem. Don't spend all of your waking hours, doing one thing and forgetting to eat and take care of yourself and practice, self care, you know. But just mix it up, you know, you know, all sorts of stuff. Just well, you don't have do what you want as long as it's hurting no one. As long as you're not in a position to where your quality of life is seriously lacking, where you have to like beg others and different things. You've got to be able to feel well and take care of yourself. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. All this stuff is gonna go somewhere else sometime. And it's kind of cool. But I've had such a good time. All the Knights of the Old Republic over there, Final Fantasy 9, Blade Runner 2049, some cool TVs that I like, fucking Super Nintendo, all my CDs. CDs are one of the oldest. We also had cassette and everything in the car, Sony Walkman and everything. It doesn't have to be a Walkman, but they were like, Sony, Philips, different things, pioneers, working conjunction, Europe, Japan, sometimes, not United States stuff and everything. Music is great, and it is art. Anyway, love, I hope you have pleasant times.